Well, hello, I'm Doug Apple, back with another special interview for you today. And our special guest in the studio is Miss Kimberly Moore of Tallahassee Community College. And she's part of the Workforce Development program over there. And Kim, we're glad to have you here at Wave 94. Tell us just a little bit about what is this Workforce Development?
First of all, Doug, I am super glad to be here with you. And workforce development. So workforce development at TCC provides support not only for job seekers and those that are looking to enter the workforce, but maybe even those individuals who are looking to retrain, or maybe they've lost their employment and just trying to figure out, what that next step ought to be. I think the great part about workforce development that it is lifelong learning. And I know that we're figuring that out through this pandemic, that there is definitely a reason to continue to learn. The other part of what we do is that we support employers, not just locally, but throughout the state of Florida, providing them the necessary support, whether it be training for their workforce or training for their business to support their continued growth.
Well, let's talk first about the average citizen who's listening right now, and the idea of being essential. Even some of your advertising was promoting the idea of, be essential. And when all of a sudden we realized that some were being labeled non-essential and not working,
right,
that became an issue. Now, I'm also a firm believer that everybody has certain gifts and skills and talents, and we're supposed to always be growing those anyway. Whether the economy's good or bad, you should always be improving yourself. And, of course, education is a big part of that. So going into 2021 and, of course, a new semester starting up, for the average person, what is TCC making available, especially through the workforce development?
So the great thing about workforce development, we actually don't follow semesters. It really is in tune to what's happening in our community. So when we think about the pandemic, we see a lot of people that, for whatever reason, never thought that they'd be in this place. As a matter of fact, I looked at the last reports through around mid-November. There were 31,000 plus people in Gadsden, Leon, Wakulla that had made application for unemployment related to COVID. So it doesn't mean that they all got it, but it means that they applied for it. So it's a big deal locally, statewide, and nationally. So what we've done is stood up the Be Essential program. And Be Essential, again, it recognizes that absolutely every job is important, but there are some jobs that we figured out that are just more vulnerable than others, whether that be in hospitality and retail and lodging and accommodations. They're just a little bit more vulnerable. And we want to make sure that people are positioned to get a job that's less vulnerable, and not just get a job, but a career. So Be Essential, we're offering that. There's 61 programs that are available that you can train in, and guess what? 90 days or less.
Which seems impossible.
Nothing's impossible. Yeah, we know that definitely with our listenership. Nothing's impossible.
But in 90 days, how could you go from being where you are right now to something new and fresh and better in 90 days?
Well, let me just give you a start. I mean, the shortest program is actually commercial vehicle driving. If you wanted to become a truck driver, and we're seeing so much growth. I mean, my gosh, both from Monday through Friday as well as on the weekends. Emails, calls, individuals looking for retraining. That program is only 8 weeks long. 8 weeks long, and you're in a career. But we've actually, again, broken that out. So there's IT certifications that you can earn. There's healthcare certifications. There's public safety. Lots of people pursuing public safety and law enforcement, as well as in probations, or just a variety. Firefighter, EMT, all of them fall into that category, and most people just don't think about it. But really, 90 days or less. Even drones, big business, that's 90 days or less.
Is TCC involved then in not just the training, but helping them get a job in that area?
Absolutely. So the Be Essential program was never just about training. It was always about a community reemployment plan. So we partnered with our nonprofits in the community who we know are serving a lot of the folks who have lost their employment or experiencing reduced hours. We partnered with the chambers and economic development councils and the local workforce board too. Our goal is to make sure that we know the skills that the individual has up front, the retraining that they need, and that we then work in partnership to get them employed.
What are some more examples?
They run the gamut from masonry, which a lot of people are interested in that as well, nursing assistants, office specialists, counseling. There's even AutoCAD, even some manufacturing, short-term manufacturing. So really 61 different program areas, The list is huge, and you can start as simple as completing our survey that's online on our website, or giving us a call, and we can get you started in the process.
What's the survey?
The survey is just to figure out, what are you interested in? What have you done before? What are you interested in? What's your current education level? Do you have the time to complete a 90-day program? There are some folks that are in really dire situations and they don't have time to complete the training. They actually need to just go to that next job. So we're facilitating that by both working with our Career Center, where we work with over 700 plus employers, as well as working with the Workforce Board Career Source to provide referrals to those individuals.
So some people might not know the difference between a job and a career.
Yeah, a lot of people say, well, a job is certainly what you go to every day. You get that paycheck and you have no aspirations that it's going to turn into anything else. A career is where there is a ladder. For instance, if you started off as a nursing assistant and then you saw the opportunity to become an LPN, to receive that training, and later thought about maybe becoming a registered nurse, there is a ladder. It doesn't mean that you're picking each rung every year you're changing to something else, but it does. There is a ladder that's there. And if you pursue training and you pursue promotion, then you can go to the next one. So that's why we focus on career ladders and not just a job with just a paycheck. Yeah.
Well, I think of a career tying into your talents and interests.
Yes.
And that really is a way to then make money. Sometimes people think that, I can't make any money doing what I like to do. Well, I suppose that's possible depending on what you like. If it's sitting on the couch and doing nothing, you're going to get paid for it. No, probably not. I do believe everybody has been given talents. And I told someone the other day, I said, it's almost a mathematical formula. You have talents. If you will pour your time into your talents, money will come out.
Correct. That's your ATM. That's your personal ATM, as a matter of fact, investing in you. Again, it goes back to the thought of lifelong learning. So we should always be adding more to it, because that's just where we are, and that's where we'll continue to be.
And it allows you, looking at it from a bigger picture, it allows you to serve others better, because you are better.
Absolutely.
And
be the best you.
Yeah. And then that does make you more valuable in the marketplace. All of a sudden, you're the person that they want to keep.
You're the go-to.
You're the go-to, not the get rid of. So if people are thinking, well, I need to take the next step, or I at least need to investigate, what should they do? They
can give us a call at 1-833-TCC-JOBS. Yeah, easy enough. 1-833-TCC-JOBS. And we're happy to now walk them through the process. They can also visit us online at the TCC website, which is easy too, tcc.fl.edu, visiting that. But either way, we're happy to just share what the opportunities are. There are a lot of people that this situation and pandemic has paralyzed them. They're just not really sure. There's so many uncertainties that exist, and they just want to hear that person on the other end of the line that says you can get through it, and here's a game plan for it. You don't have to worry about that it's going to be a year that you don't have. You do have 90 days to make, the best investment in yourself. And here's the deal. There's scholarships, tons of scholarship dollars that are available. So that's not even a barrier for you.
Yeah, I hadn't really thought about that. So do you take walk-ins?
Right. Well, in this environment, we do. We're not turning anyone away. And we also ask that, individuals who do visit the campus take the necessary precautions and wear a mask and all of that. But yeah, absolutely. Walk-ins, call-ins, email-ins as well, since we get a lot of those on the weekend and throughout. We'll even do tours. If you're interested, maybe in manufacturing, and you just, what does that look like? What would it appear to be if I, worked in a space like this? We'll give you a tour. Same thing with our transportation logistics center. You want to see one of those semis up close. We got some of those as well. Yeah.
Any other things we need to cover today?
I would just say that, there are new programs, not just the Be Essential one. There's also special initiatives like apprenticeships. You probably remember those apprenticeships from blast in the past. Well, they're back, and they're back in full force and for good reason. Lots of individuals are looking, whether it be students that are coming out of high school or those that, you've experienced some level of work in the workforce, that you want to try something new and you don't know what that is, and maybe traditional degree may not be for you. Well, there are apprenticeship programs. We have 5 programs that are in place right now at TCC. They include electrical, which is a pre-apprenticeship program for 16 to 24-year-olds. We also have HVAC, plumbing, electrical, which is a traditional program, pipe fitting. But yes, apprenticeship programs right there for you.
Well, for more information, you can contact Tallahassee Community College.
You got it. And we'll be happy to help you.
That's Kimberly Moore from Workforce Development at TCC. And for Wave 94, I'm Doug Apple.